Hi friends, welcome to Ekam IAS. In this video, we are going to discuss about the removal of a judge of a Supreme Court or a High Court. The first thing we need to note is that the process is not mentioned as an impeachment by Indian Constitution because the word impeachment is not mentioned in the case of the removal of a judge. So first let's look at what is mentioned in the Constitution. First let's look at the articles in Indian Constitution regarding the removal of a judge, and they are Article 124 and Article 218. The Article 124 deals with the removal of a Supreme Court judge, and the Article 218 deals with the removal of a High Court judge. Now let's look at them briefly. The clause 4 of Article 124 clearly mentions some important points. The first thing is regarding the authority of the removal. It is mentioned that the order of the Indian President is required for the removal of a judge. And the second thing is that the decision has to be made by the Indian Parliament, which means a motion has to be passed by the both houses of Indian Parliament for the removal of a judge. And the majority required for passing the motion is a special majority. Special majority means the motion has to be passed in each house with at least 2/3 of the members present and voting. The last thing which is mentioned in the article is regarding the grounds in which a judge can be removed. And there are two grounds in which a Supreme Court judge can be removed. The first one is proven misbehavior and the second is incapacity. The Article 218 of the Indian Constitution tells that the procedure for removal of a High Court judge is similar to that of a Supreme Court judge. Grounds, the decision and the final authority, everything is same for a High Court judge. So the key points which we find from the articles are: one is the authority, it is the President. Next thing is the decision, it is made by the Indian Parliament with a special majority. And the next thing is the ground, they are the proved misbehavior and incapacity. And also, as I said earlier, the word impeachment is not used in the Indian Constitution regarding the removal of a judge. Now let's move on to the procedure of removal. The procedure of removal of a judge is elaborated in the Judges Inquiry Act of 1968. The various steps for the removal is clearly mentioned in the Judges Inquiry Act. So the first step is the motion itself. The motion may be originated in either house of the Parliament, maybe in Lok Sabha or in Rajya Sabha. The minimum members required for this: in the case of Lok Sabha, at least 100 members are needed and they may give a signed notice to the Speaker. And in the case of Rajya Sabha, at least 50 members are needed and they may give a signed notice to the Chairman of Rajya Sabha. The Speaker or the Chairman may consult individuals and examine relevant materials regarding the notice. According to that, he or she may decide to either admit the motion or to refuse it. Moving on to the step 2, if the motion is admitted, the Speaker or the Chairman will constitute a 3-member committee to investigate the complaint. Committee will comprise of a Supreme Court judge, a Chief Justice of any High Court and a distinguished jurist. And this committee is responsible for the investigation and they will frame charges based on which the investigation will be conducted. Copy of charges will be forwarded to a judge who can present a written defense. After the investigation, committee will submit its report to the Speaker or Chairman and they will lay the report before the relevant house of the Parliament. And if the report records a misbehavior or incapacity, the motion for removal of the judge will be taken up for consideration and debate will be conducted. And now the motion has to be adopted in the relevant house. And the majority needed here is of two types. First is the majority of the total membership is required. Also, a majority of at least 2/3 of the members of the house present and voting. and if both conditions are satisfied, the motion will be adopted in that particular house and it will be sent to the other house for adoption. And finally, if the motion is adopted by both the houses, it will be sent to the president and the president will issue an order to remove that particular judge. So in this video, we have seen the procedure of removal of a judge, and we have seen that procedure for removal of a Supreme Court judge and a High Court judge is the same. Thank you.